see you, and then thank you for joining us. Well, today I am so excited to talk with the Mindy Lander, who is a fantastic freedom mentor and coach. She has 8 businesses, and she's also writer, speaker, AI music producer, YouTuber, and she is a founder and CEO of Fantastical Fortune Organization. Well, she has been to more than 100 countries. Let's find out how many countries she has been and how she live in Ikigai. Oh, by the way, here, Ikigai World Fes in the English version will be on this weekend, November 21st to 23rd. I'll be speaking with the Ken Honda. Oh, yay! He's so my idol, and he's so generous. Well, Mindy and I can talk about Ken because since he is our mentors, and so this is very exciting. And Mindy is also the speaker for Ikigai times Nomado. So let's ask how she is living in Ikigai. All right. Hi, Mindy.
Hello, Tomoko. I'm so happy to be here with you. Thank you very much for this invitation. It's a bless, and I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You are always busy and hard to reach. And where are you now?
Currently, I'm home in Mexico City. Just for 10 days. I have been world touring for the last 3 months, 7 continents in these past 10 months, and now back again to Asia and then Europe and then back to Mexico to, spend Christmas with my family.
Good for you. Wow. I think just the numbers, right? I'm hearing like over 100. Exactly how many countries you have been traveled?
Oh, I recently made the 100 countries. Like Tunisia, 3 weeks ago was country number 100, and 3 days from here, thanks God, if everything aligns, it's gonna be 101 in China.
Phew. Wow. 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 Wow.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
no, I have been super fortunate and lucky to traveling the world, finding researching how nurturing connections can actually grow your wealth and freedom and fortune. That's the reason I have been traveling, not as a tourist, but as a researcher and an anthropologist of freedom.
Mm. Well, definitely like a freedom coach, freedom mentor. That's what I really see you as.
We try to
How
be
did
congruent.
what's that?
I am trying my best to be congruent with what I do and what I say.
Yeah, yeah. You are living in the freedom life, I would say, right?
I think so. I think so. And it's not always been this easy, but my ikigai has always been present for me, and I knew that I wanted to be free, and that was the mission, and that was the big dream. So I think that I was raising a lot of hope in my life, and then freedom started to appear. So I just nourish it.
When was the first time you heard of the word Ikigai? And how did you find out about it?
Yes, of course. I think it was like maybe 15 years ago by one of my very first coaches, and he was training us. He's like a really spiritual person, deep one, and he had been like training with a lot of Japanese and Chinese concepts. And then I was in the middle of this workshop and he said, "Oh, your Ikigai." And he presented all of this concept. And it was like, "Oh, this is so interesting." And I just fell in love with these Japanese. I don't really believe it's a concept. It's about an explanation of a way of being. So I found that fascinating. And I just happened to understood the concept and then I translated for me in my life.
Right. What's your understanding of oh, by the way, Yoshimi and Alani is watching us. Thank you, ladies.
Hi.
Yeah. Yoshimi is from Washington, D.C., and Alani is from Hawaii. So we're so international here. Yay.
Thank you so
And
much, girls.
yeah, and Nino from Texas, I believe, right? Yeah. Good to see you. Thank you so much for participating, joining us. All right. Back to Ikigai story. So, what's your understanding of Ikigai? Because like Ikigai World Fes, there are renowned big stars who speak in day 1, 2, 3. Has a little bit different way of explaining about their Ikigai. You know. So, what is your understanding of Ikigai, Mindy?
For me, Ikigai is finding your voice and your call and understanding that what you're really good at and what you are called to and what you want from life is never separated. It's always the same. So the really deep part is to get inside your, true self, deep in your spirituality and your vision about life. And then whenever you make your vision bigger, which I made that traveling and researching, then it all made sense. That's the reason that for me Ikigai is realizing you have always been complete and your mission was always there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
there.
When you hear about Ikigai, were you already living in Ikigai, or did you go back to yourself to think about it harder to really living in it? How
What
was
an
it?
amazing question. Yes, I think that I struggled with it like for a while because in these coaching and mentoring programs, they were always like, what's your call? What do you want to serve? What do you want to give to the world? And you just have 8 words or just a sentence, or you have to have like one word and you will leave that word for the rest of your life. And it was like so much pressure. I didn't really felt like free. And then I discovered for me that Ikigai was more about having and owning who I am
Mhm.
in a free way, which makes sense with who am I, what I'm called, and what is the vision that I have for the world. Again, so yeah, uh, I think that I found Ikigai whenever I started like creating the little pieces that integrate Ikigai, no, and explain it in different ways for me, different
Mhm.
ways for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
Lego, like Lego.
There
I
you
was
go.
able to create like small pieces like Lego, and then I could ensemble it, and it was like a big dinosaur with a lot
Mhm.
of colors.
Mhm.
That's Ikigai.
And when did you find your Ikigai?
Mm. I think that it's been in like different moments, but I can tell you when it all started. And I did have a big car crash 6 years ago. I spin and it was like a big car crash, and I had to, you know, to get out of the car using my hands because the my car was like spin. It was like totally uh, turn yeah churn. And then whenever I reached the grass and put myself like in a secure place, I remember looking at the moon and it was like, oh my god, this was it. This is the last day. This could be the last day of my life, and this was it. I this is the richest that I was, the fattest that I was, the happiest that I was. This was that. And then I thought, okay, if this is happening for me, I will make my life, whenever this happens again, I will be complete. And then I felt this big call of finding not finding living my purpose. I knew what my purpose was. I knew what my call was. I knew what I wanted to be and how I wanted to live. But I didn't have like a big invitation of life. And that happened whenever I have that accident.
So you took the accident at the invitation of a living in Ikigai. Is that what happened?
Yes, I think so. And that was the beginning of everything. And maybe the big turning point was whenever I got my divorce 4 years ago. And it was like, okay, finally I'm free.
Okay.
Sorry, I know that it's not politically correct, but for me it was like that. It's like, oh, finally I'm free. I'm out of this like golden cage. I can do whatever I want. And then I just took a backpack and I decided how to create connections and how connections, like true connections all over the world, are lived. How people dream, how people live, how do different cultures live their spirituality, their family, how do they heal? And I wanted to do so, so I took a backpack and then I went to 80. It was like 70, like 72 countries. So yeah, I've been in about 74 countries the last 4 years.
So
A
like
lot of
that, you said, okay, I'm free. I'll take the backpack and travel like over 70 countries.
Yeah, but it was not like that. It was like, oh, I'm free and that's all. It's like I got responsibilities. I own 8 companies. So I organized myself and I found a way of having everything. I didn't really believe in nomad because of nomad. I believe in traveling because you're researching and because the place is calling you. So I went to those places that were calling me. And I believe in researching places, in those places, hospitality, connection, caring, giving. That's what I was like studying and researching. So I had like world tours, maybe 1 month, maybe 2 months, and then I came here and I put everything that I learned into practice, and that's how I grew my 8 companies the last 4 years as well. So it was like 2 world tours or no more than 3 per year, and always no more than 4 months. And it has been increasing. This year was almost 6 months, but I needed to go to 100 countries.
Ah, that's wonderful. I think a lot of people, including myself, want to travel, but not that many countries. Like the over what? How many years? 4 years now.
Yeah, the thing is like whenever that knocks into your door so many times, uh, I knew that I next time that I was facing death, I didn't want to have like any kind of remorse or, you know, bucket lists. So that's the reason I decided to do this, because I know there's so much people waiting for answers, and I had a call. So I needed to do this research and place my information and, everything that I recorded in my YouTube channel and my books. So yeah, it was never about ego. It was always about usefulness and being in service and being in a contribution.
Wow, wow, wow. What would you say those people who cannot find their own ikigai, or they don't know even what they want to do?
Yes, what an amazing question, Ewan. Again, you're such a great uh, creating questions. I will tell them it's okay. It's like, I think the rule number one is like, you don't have to find anything. You have to do, you have, the only thing that you have to do is to find your true self. And I think that we're really afraid to know who we are. And that's how we're so desperate to know what our purpose is. What's my life goal? What do I have to do? How can I go deep? How can I go deep in my, I don't know, spiritual practices? And it's because we are not in our bodies, in our souls, in our minds, in our sexuality. So it's so hard to find a purpose whenever you do not even know who you are. So the
Mhm.
first thing I will say is like, it's okay. We have been there. Most of us have been there. And in my research, I found out that even Mother Teresa was like that for a while. So it's okay. Most of big saints and big names have been there. Number two is like travel. travel with a purpose, go to those places who are actually calling you, travel to those places like in a pilgrimage with a purpose, and follow your, your deepest instincts, and go to those places who are calling you, and receive the information, receive uh what the invitation is bringing to you, because it's for your own evolution. And finally, I will say, uh let your purpose and your call find you. It's gonna find you if you just stay still. Like Rumi said, it's like um what you want is seeking you. So yeah, I will tell them, if you're really into finding your ikigai, stay still and decide that you want to find yourself, and your call is gonna find you. It has always been with you.
Mm. So when you said the they're calling, but actually, are you going to meet the people in a certain country, or you're just listening to your voice?
Whenever I started, I just went, and most of the big messages and the big like aha moments, which I call the the that's the reason I came.
Mhm.
Were always given by taxi drivers, by people in the front desk, people in the service. Uh, Hardly like you know a big client or a client, but usually I find most of my answers in the deep of a pilgrimage. A pilgrimage is you're traveling, but not just traveling for traveling or for fun or for making pictures for Instagram as a tourist. Not even like a traveler trying to figure out the culture. A pilgrim is someone that is walking to find a path, and that path is their own way. So for me, most of the answers were always given by the place. Sacred places. For example, people do not realize how powerful is the desert. So most of these years, and I just discovered this, which is fascinating. I have been on purpose being called to go to the desert. I have been in the very first time I went to the Morocco desert, to the Sahara. The second time I went to the desert in Oman, and then I went to the desert in Mongolia, and this year I was again in the Sahara, but in Tunisia. So every single time that I am in the desert, I know big revelations are gonna come and big transformations. So I am more called to go to the place, and the place will talk to me, or won't even talk to me. I will Silence is such a powerful tool for discovering whatever you want to discover. So
Do you
yeah,
meditate, or do you walk on the desert, or what do you do to listen to yourself, or find out the voice?
it depends. Sometimes, but because I do like really different things. So I ride camels, I ride horses.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Uh, I like to ride dromedaries. Uh, Sometimes, yeah. But what I like the most is sunsets, and watching the sunset and watching the sunrise. I know that the reason that I'm traveling is for that moment. And the stars, of course, the stars. But it's the silence and the whole experience, dreaming inside of a tent and sleeping inside of like in the middle of the desert, and the people you get to know, and everyone living different situations, and getting to understand why are you there and how are they perfect for the moment you're living. The very first time that I was in the Morocco desert, I met a very good friend of mine, and no one said a thing inside of the Sahara desert. Why were we there? And then we were sharing, a beverage in Marrakesh, and then we started speaking the reason we decided to go to Morocco, and she had just lost her mom 1 week ago, and I was like actually in the middle of my divorce, and the other girl had lost her dad. So we were all grieving, and that was the reason we were together. But it's always whenever you reach out people, you reach out the place in which you can actually create the miracle that a connection can bring to your life. I think
Mm,
that I'm in the business of the miracles that come from connections from nature and connections from people.
yeah. So connection is the key. And of course, you are very open-minded and that you're not afraid of talking to people.
Oh, I am.
You
Nobody knows, but I'm an introvert. I am the kind of girl that was bullied. So I used to eat my lunch inside of a bathroom whenever I was like in elementary school. And I struggle. I'm like super introvert and I'm shy as hell. So I am super, no.
All right,
I
you
open
get
myself.
challenge to say no way.
No, I open myself whenever I feel comfortable with people, but if not, I'm super shy. Like, and I have a neurodiversity. I have ADHD, like a confirmation, a slight, confirmation of autism and high capacity. So I have like a really interesting cocktail of processing the world. So no, it's not like in my ADN being open-minded. Like I have, it's something that I learned to do, and connecting and creating maybe relationships was really important for me because I didn't knew how to do so. So yeah, I think it's whenever you receive the vibe that that person or that place is okay, go for it. You will never regret it.
Mm, mm. Okay. Very good. Very good. I think a lot of people got inspired that traveling so many countries and you still do the business. You know.
Well, I truly believe that what will be the purpose of traveling? I have so many, acquaintances and friends that are traveling because just traveling, like collecting stamps or, awards. And I think that it's okay. It's all right. Everybody does whatever they need to do to be who they are. For me, it's a way in which I unwind, but it's the same of going to a big training because I will never know what it's going to happen. I have to be prepared physically. I have to be
Mhm.
prepared mentally because when everybody's like, "Oh, traveling's so soft," and latest research show that people that travel a lot are the ones that live longer because you have to be like super fit. It's like you
True.
have to go with your suitcase and you have to pull the suitcase, just push the suitcase like, and then you have to put it like maybe 4 to 5 floors and then put it down and then again. It's like a lot of workout.
Mhm.
And so I think that I'm fit. And yeah, the reason that I wanted to do so, it's because my team deserves the best. And for me, the best is like the best version of myself is always the next version, and it's not about more, it's about being closer to me. So every single time that I travel, I get to know my best version, which is my true self. So it's like, oh, she was able to do so. It's like, oh, I always joke that I'm a freedom mentor, and I have been advertising myself like a freedom mentor. And 1 year ago, since I got a Mexican passport and I have like a lot of stamps, I was confused to be like a drug dealer, and I was held for 5 days in Stockholm, in prison, and
Right.
then was totally separated. So I was like meditating and using a lot of the everything that I have been studying regarding coaching, mentoring, advising, negotiation, and then of course a lot of personal work for managing my mind and my fear. So whenever I went out of there, I always say, "Oh, I'm so powerful that I even free myself from prison," and I can say I'm a freedom expert.
Yeah.
no. So yeah, whenever you're traveling, you will be tested, and whenever you're tested, you know what you can do. Whenever, for me, my ikigai is like, I do not do business because of money. I do businesses because of fun and for contributing to the world. And I will continue my business if I didn't have like, it was like, if I have like a lot of money, I still will do what I do now because I have so much fun with it. So it makes sense that I went to travel, research, get a lot of information. It's like, oh, let's use this. Yeah.
Yep, yep. Julia commented, I love your story, Mindy. Hi, Julia. Thank you for your
Hi,
comment.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, totally. You have a lot of stories to tell, and then because you have traveled and then you are doing a very extraordinary things, so that fulfill your life, and a lot of things come to you, and then you take care of it and grow yourself.
Yes. I'm. This is my my neurodiversity. I'm lost. Which is the question?
It was not a question, it was a statement. It was not a
Oh,
statement. I did
okay.
not ask the
I
question.
do
All right,
understand.
so that because you've been through the divorcing, you've been through the accident, and you've been through the being imprisoned, which not that many people would experience in one life. So, but it is amazing to meet who you are. You know, beautiful
Yeah,
Mindy.
I had like this, and this is a really good way to wrap this conversation. I was like in a made of a meeting in Thailand with like a really wise man, and he told me, you have an extraordinary life, and you should actually share your story and your adventures because you've lived like all of the disgraces like a woman and a human being can live, and you're still here and you are like thriving. And how can you explain it? Because I was asked this again like 2 months ago by an American woman in Japan, and I was like, I thought about this and I was like, I am pretty sure. They told me I couldn't relate to that amount of pain. And I think that I am, they told me, she told me, I think that I'm really lucky that I haven't been through so much pain. And it was like, yeah, maybe. I think that I'm the lucky because since I had to, transit that and to live that, that's the reason I actually have a choice. And I decided to, go beyond that pain, and it actually shaped me. So I'm really grateful that I live everything that I live because it transformed me into into the person that I am. So I have no regrets. I am just full of I am so grateful.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Matthew. Lisa says beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa from California. Wonderful. Thank you, Lisa. All right. So, yeah. All right. So, wow, I can talk to you forever. You have a full of story, and I love it. Yeah. So, tell me about what you talked at the World Ikigai Fest in Japanese version as a sneak preview. Those people who will be watching in English this time. Don't hear
Yes.
the full story yet, though.
No, no, no. Of course not. I'm
Okay.
like a little bit of it. So yeah, I think in this moment, most of social media and everything about this pop culture regarding like self awareness and wellness, it's full of um, popcorn express. You just put it inside of the microwave, and then you got like 3 5 minutes after. It's like five is like a lot. 2 to 3 minutes later, they are like experts, coaches, mentors, wellness gurus. And one of the things that I talk about is like, we are saturated about being our best version. Well, I don't want to be my best version. I just want to be my true self. My best version almost killed me. And whenever I was sharing with you that I crashed my car is because I was drunk as hell. And it's because that day I discovered that I was getting a divorce. So I did everything okay. I worked my ass off. Sorry because of that. Um I was working a lot, making a lot of money. I finally got the brand new car. I have an amazing house. I was living in a golf club, with my private pool and this big house, four bedrooms, an amazing kitchen. I was like thriving in the success that was like, oh, she's like doing everything right. And I felt so empty and miserable. And I felt so lost. And I remember that night thinking before the crash, it was like, what am I doing wrong? Why do I feel so empty? So I am doing everything. I'm working so hard to be my best version, to be complete, to be connected with God. I do yoga. I'm working out. I'm actually even like, doing everything that I'm supposed to do. I have a coach, I have a psychologist, I do online trainings, I go to USA for big, mentor trainings. What am I doing wrong? And I think that I was doing wrong that I was trying to be my best version. I was so afraid to be my true self, the messy one, the raw one, the one who actually makes mistakes, the one that actually has, not such a good relationship with her dad and mom whenever they're like close. And I have a really good relationship, but it's like I didn't want to trigger myself because it was so much easy trying to be perfect than to be raw. So yeah, that's what I talk about: the power of being your true self, and the power about finding in your freedom the courage of finding your true call.
Great, wonderful. All right, so this kind of strong message and the beautiful life of 80 people will be talking for this Ikigai World Festival on November 21st to 23rd. Mindy and I will be appear here, and the big names like Ken Honda or Akihiro Nakatani and Kentaro Mogi, and so please sign this. This is a free event if you join us for live. So the register this URL you see here. All right, and also the people who participated live can get the free gift from that speakers as well. All right. So, and then those people who cannot make it already know because of the time differences and all, you can also purchase the archive deluxe, and then that those people who purchase the deluxe version of it will get another gift from the speakers. All right. So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming, Mindy, and have a safe travel to China, Japan, and Europe this time. Yep, Yoshimi said Mindy and Tomoko are living their lives so fully. Thank you, Yoshimi, for the comments. All right. And lastly, beautiful conversation, Tomoko and Mindy. Looking forward to the festival. Thank you, Lani. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Please join us the Ikigai World Festival 2025. All right. Thank you, Mindy.
Thank you, Tomoko. Was an honor. Bye bye. Join us.
Bye.
Ciao.